Salam alaikum, buenos dias, good morning. Peace and blessings be to all you guys. I hope you guys are doing great. Another sunny day here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the city of brotherly love. You know how it is. It's already 90. And it's 9 o'clock in the morning, or 9:02. Turned on the AC if I could be able to speak to you guys. As if not, the wind and the noise, it's crazy out here. You won't be able to understand me. I got a question the other day that was emailed to me, and the question was, "Hey Tata, I got lifted up to Tata. I don't have an Nkisi, an Nganga. What's my next step?" That was the correct question. What are the next steps I should take to continue on my path, on my journey? And he asked if I could make a video on it. He said, please do a video if you can. I answered in the email my opinion, my thoughts only, and I let that known very clear to the person. This is just how I think it should be done. It's not how everyone does it. So you have to respect every other Enso Congo. Like always that we say, respect. Whatever they do, follow your elders. How they teach, follow your elders. Simple as that. Well, first of all, if I was raised to Tata, right? Without knowing Kisi, nothing, just Tata. Some say Tata and Kisi. I would stay and learn as much as I can. If I could be in that Munanso every day, I would. But we know that life, it's not easy. We have to work. We have to provide for ourselves and the family, and we have bills to pay. I know I do. That's why I get up every morning. But without intervening, right, with your family, if you have a family, a wife, if you have children, you know, without it being an inconvenience to your family members, the one who you live with, or they live with you, you know, you got to keep that in mind. Always remember that in anything that you do in life, when it takes away a lot of your time, you yourself are taking away the time that your family could have with you, or you could have with them, and you lose out from different aspects of life. You win in some and you lose in others. So always take under consideration these things, you understand? And try to balance what you do out if you have a family. If you don't have no family, hey, and you don't have no worries about that. So you could just get up on there and start, doing what you want to do. If you're a Tata and Kisi or Tata with no Nganga, I would say, once again, learn, stay on the hip of your elder, whether male or female, doesn't matter. There are plenty yayas out there who know what they're doing and are great. So don't look at a female yaya like she doesn't know what she's doing. Please don't do that, and don't judge that, because there are female yayas and gangas that you don't want to play around with. Learn all that you could learn. If you could be on the hip of that person as much as you can, and it's allowed, you're not being a burden or an inconvenience, because the elders have also family members and jobs and things they have to do. So you have to be able to balance that out and work with them. But I would suggest you to learn as much as you can about the tradition, of how to put into practice the things that you're being taught. Because one thing is teaching and learning. Another thing is using that teaching and putting it into practice. That's a different thing, So my advice, learn, soak up what you can soak up. Prove yourself, really to yourself, that you are picking up as much as you can and you are advancing yourself in the tradition as much as you can, and the elder will see that your efforts. And when that day comes, ask him. If he doesn't already tell you, because they observe you, how much are you learning, how much interest you're putting in. They observe you, so you might not even have to ask. But if you do have to, if you need to ask, or you feel as though you should ask your elder if you could receive a Lucero en Cuyo. That's my answer. Learn as much as you can. And if your elder doesn't come forward and tell you, hey, I think you're ready for Lucero en Cuyo, ask your elder if you can receive a Lucero en Cuyo. If the elders say yes, that's the first thing you should receive. A very fundamental Nkisi in the tradition. Whichever way it may look, whichever form they build it, people build Lucero en Cuyo in different ways. Some in pots, some in cement figurines, some in maybe in a skull, in a cement skull or something. And like I said, some build them in pots also, some build them in a shell. It all depends, what your Rama uses as a parcel for Lucero en Cuyo. Whichever way it may look, the outside does not matter. The figure of that does not matter. The cowrie shell that it has that looks like eyes and mouth and ears, that does not matter. What matters was inside of that. What has been introduced of medicine and spirituality or spirit inside that Lucero en Cuyo. That is all that matters. Nothing else, not the parcel, not nothing. And the reason why I say this is people get confused with, if it doesn't have a face, there's nothing in there. Oh, that looks like an elegua. Well, if that's what you want to call it, because some people do build their Lucero en Cuyos inside these little round or egg-shaped, coconut-shaped cement parcels that have eyes and ears and all that. So it's what goes in there. It's all what goes in there. That's all it is. Lucero en Cuyo is very important to have. It should be the first thing, and knowledge and understanding, and keep on learning from your elders. That's what you should receive. With Lucero en Cuyo, you could conversate. For us, I'm going to speak about for us. I don't know about anybody else. Lucero en Cuyo for us is a conversator. It's actually the main conversator. And why we say conversator, it's not just that it conversates, but it is the main conversator for us because we put that Lucero in a position to be able to conversate with the Tata or the Yaya back and forth. And when we cast our chamalongos, or if you cast cowrie shells, that is what you're using to conversate with. And that goes into you learning your divination, whichever way, whichever system that your Hama uses, you follow that and you do that. With Lucero en Cuyo, you could do many things. People underestimate what that Nkisi could do. They think that it's not strong enough, like an Nganga. They underestimate what Lucero en Cuyo can do. Don't be that person. Study, Lucero and Cuyo could do many things. For you in your life, especially. I wouldn't be using my Lucero and Cuyo for anyone else. Because it's primarily made for you and for your betterment and for your protection. So I wouldn't use it for anyone else. I would just use it for me and my family. Now, when you receive an nganga, it's a different story. Now, not only would I use my Lucero and Cuyo for myself, I will use it for my clients also. Because once again, for us, is the conversator. It's the one who speaks. You understand? And that's just for us. Everybody else, any other branch, rama, whatever, they do their things their way, but we gotta respect that. And I understand that they do some building in Kisi or Prenda or Nganga, and the Lucero is inside the Nganga also. Some do that. So, you know, just to make a long story short, that's my advice to you. Because you don't want to receive an nganga if you don't know how to use it yet. You should start with a Lucero for yourself. Learn how to use it. Learn how to conversate with it. Do medicine for yourself with it. And take care of it. Like any Nkisi, anything that has a spirit in it, take care of it. You'd be surprised what a Lucero and Cuyo could do for you. But and after you have your Lucero and Cuyo and you learn divination, and you got a lot of concepts down. You know how to implement it. You know how to use them. You know how to do medicine, whichever way, for whatever you need to do for. You know, then what's holding you back? You know, then you could go ahead and receive your nganga. If you think you could deal with it and take care of it and you know how to use it, and also if your elder thinks that you are ready. Because a lot of times we want things, you know, that we want this, we want that, we want to be able to, you know, do certain things. You know, we see other people that they do this, you know, things for themselves. You see your elders that they do their things, and they have all these Nkisis and all that. And you want, you know, you want to be the same, you know, and have it also. But sometimes the elders, they know when to give it to you, when not to give it to you, you know, because like I said, they're observing you and they seeing the things that you do, how you speak, what you say. They see your intentions, if they're good, if they're bad. They see all that. Some don't care. They'll give you a nganga right away and let's go, you know, and there's nothing wrong with it. The only thing that I would say that's dangerous, because if you don't know what you're doing with it in nganga, you could get yourself into some heat, into some problems, and it'll be detrimental to you, and you don't want that. You know, the nganga, don't you want an nganga to better your life and better yourself? You know, so why receive something that you know you're not capable of handling, and all what it could do is bring you back instead of moving you forward? So Lucero and Cuyo will be the first step to take after becoming a Tata or a Tata Nkisi, and working with that, learning, divining with that, learning off of your elders, helping your elders out, whatever they let you help them out. If they call you, go as much time as you can. Learn, soak in all the information you can soak in. Be grateful, have gratitude, be loyal to those elders that do teach you, and And obedience, man. Obedience takes you a long way. You understand? A lot of us is hard, right? To be under someone else. Because men, right? Especially men. A lot of men, we don't like to be under. We always want to be on top. A great majority of us. And you have to learn that everything in life, you can't always be on top. In life, not all the time, not everything that you do, you're always going to be up there. You have to learn how to be down here sometimes, and sometimes up here. Because down here will take you up here. But also up here could take you back down here. Because of your morals, because who you are, what you do, the decisions that you make in life, all that. So you have a balance, you go up and down. What goes up must come down. Salam alaikum, alaikum salam, be safe, guys.